Thank you for this day, Spirit. Thank you for this day.
Thank you for this day, Spirit. Thank you for this day.
This healing, this healing, this healing day.
This healing, this healing, this healing day.
Thank you for my friends, Spirit. Thank you for my friends.
Thank you for my friends, Spirit. Thank you for my friends.
My wonderful, my wonderful, my wonderful friends.
My wonderful, my wonderful, my wonderful friends.
I want to say thank you.
Thank you.
Oh, thank you.
Thank you.
I'm saying thank you.
Thank you.
Oh, thank you.
Oh, thank you.
All right, everyone, say hello to your neighbor. Everyone, there's going to be lots of time to hang out in conscious conversation later. So maybe you want to start making your way back to your chairs. And we're going to get more thankful. Thank you for my life, Spirit. Thank you for my life.
Thank you for my life, Spirit. Thank you for my life.
My love, fill my love, fill my love, fill life.
Love, fill my love, fill my love, fill life.
Thank you for this day, Spirit. Thank you for this day.
Thank you for this day, Spirit. Thank you for this day.
This beautiful, this beautiful, this beautiful day.
This beautiful, this beautiful, this beautiful day.
I want to say thank you.
Thank you.
Oh, thank you.
Oh, thank you.
Saying thank you.
Thank you.
Oh, thank you.
Thank you.
Ooh. What a beautiful way to start another Elevate Wednesday at the Victoria Truth Center. Thank you to the Elevate Trio, Pablo Cardenas on piano, Peter Dowse on electric bass, Kelby MacNayr on vocals and drums, and of course the VTC Community Choir in the seats. Thank you, everyone. All right, so welcome to another Elevate. Wow, that sun is something else right now. Thank you, sun. Thank you, sun. It's blinding. So welcome to another Elevate Wednesday at the Victoria Truth Center. And I'm looking out into the audience and I'm seeing all familiar faces. So thank you for being here tonight, and thank you to everyone who's tuning in online. And so what are we doing here? We are here because we are coming together to remember that there's only one thing going on. And whatever it is that you call it, whether you call it energy, creativity, whether you call it nature, dynamism, vitality, infinite potentiality, whether you call it God or love, spirit, whatever it is, it doesn't matter as much as leaning in to knowing that that thing that is moving and grooving its way in through and as everyone and everything, that it is the only thing that is ever happening. That this one thing is the essence, is the foundation of everyone and everything. So that means that our time together is this thing. I'm going to call it love. right? That means that Ashley is love. That means like the tech guys back there, Jamie and Glenn, are love. That means that this music that is stirring and activating our souls, that is love. Everyone and everything that is, was, and ever will be is pure love expressing, nonstop. Just sometimes it doesn't necessarily feel like it, because what happens? We come into the picture, our sort of human selves, our human consciousness, and we get to decide how much of that love, how much of that energy, that dynamism, that infinite potentiality, whatever you want to call it, how much of it you want to experience at any given time. And so we're here to celebrate that we can celebrate as much of it as we want, whenever, because we are the ones who create our reality, right? So how does that sound on a super sunny, brilliant Wednesday evening here at VTC? All right. So let us also remember where it is that we are elevating, how we are expanding our mind, opening our heart, and further having our souls activated, that we are on the unceded lands of the Lekwungen peoples, the Songhees and Esquimalt nations. And if we take a look at a phrase that is on the Esquimalt Nation's website, determining the relationships between the land, water, and resources, the community, and the spiritual path. That is so much of what it is that we're doing here. We are stewarding what has been, and we're opening up to what is possible, who and what we can become individually, as a community, as an organization. And that community, that organization, is made up of all those three things there: community, family, and people. And so when we remember who we are, when we remember and champion and acknowledge who everyone and everything else is, then we are opening up to experience that love that each and every one of us is so much more fully, so much more wholly, so much more consistently. So what an honor and a privilege it is to be able to live and breathe and work and play and co-create together on these reverentially stewarded lands and waters. Haishka. All right, it is time for some reflective music right now. So I'm going to invite Kelby back to the stage. And yeah, let's just all tune in and open our hearts and minds and Just allowing those last few vibrations to resonate through the space, resonate through our being, continuing to expand our mind, open our hearts, activating our souls so purely, so profoundly. And so what a beautiful opportunity to tune into, to experience in every fiber of our being this divine energetic flow, this beauty, this harmony, this grace that is always present, that is forever inspiring everyone and everything to become more of who and what they truly are. And so what a gift and a blessing it is to be right here, right now, in community, together, in this now moment, feeling the wholeness that each and every one of us is, feeling that wholeness amplified as we come together. One breath, one mind, one heart, one love. And so continuing to feel the beauty in my heart, knowing there is that in each and everyone present, everyone tuning in online, whose souls are being further activated, enlivened, are opening up to a greater expression of who and what we all are. So with so much gratitude, with so much appreciation, I release my word as law, knowing that our time together tonight is founded and grounded in this one love, this one breath, this one beauty that is the very essence, the very foundation, the very beingness of all that is. So I release, I let go, I trust, and I know. And so it is. And then I invite you to show your appreciation to the band. Wow. So beautiful. Pablo, thank you. Another stellar Pablo arrangement. Whew. All right. Okay. Moving on to our theme for this month, which is compound interest. And I mean, that right there is like the compounding of beauty and love and harmony and artistry still lingering throughout our evening together. Anyway, our theme for the month, compound interest, and the affirmation to go with: I live in alignment with divine circulation, knowing and appreciating that every investment in wholeness yields infinite return. You know, I'm going to invite you guys to stand up and let's say that together, because it's a nice one. So you don't have to yell it out, you don't have to just feel it in your body. Allow the words to really stir whatever it is that is bubbling up to the surface, and just open up to whatever is happening for you in this moment regarding compound interest. Plant your feet firmly on the ground, open your heart and your chest, and let's declare this together. I live in alignment with divine circulation, knowing and appreciating that every investment in wholeness yields infinite return. All right, go ahead and sit down. Okay, so this is our second Wednesday with this theme and this affirmation. And now is an opportunity for people, 1, 2, maybe 3 brief shares about what it is that is going on regarding our theme for the month, and maybe what is coming up for you in this moment, right here, right now, regarding compound interest. So who would like to be the first to share? Yes, Alexandra.
Is on? Yes, there we go. I feel that this, for me, shows up in this world that we live in today, like in the 3D sense, that we can sometimes live in a mode of scarcity mindset, and we get caught up in that, lack of abundance. And realistically, there's this beautiful contract with everything around us that it will provide. Mm-hmm. God, universe, whatever that may be for you. So remembering that contract, that it's infinite. That is all.
Thank you. Thank you. I like that, a contract. Okay. Winnie. So graceful.
Thank you, Alexandra. So nice to sit next to you here. I love that you shared that, because you made me think about the divine circulation. And I was thinking about the chair I gave to Junie Swadron, who a lot of us know here, was here on Sunday. She took it up to Nanaimo with her, out of my home, crammed into the back of her car. And it was amazing, because I was making space for another chair to go there, but once I removed it, I absolutely loved the space without it. So I'm not getting another chair to go in where it is. It's just opened everything up. And it's circulation. It made me think about all the stuff I've given away. I just keep giving stuff, and stuff comes back in all the time too, but it's so nice to be in alignment with that, with just circulating stuff and giving it away, and more comes back in. And the other thing I want to mention was about self-care. That's what I think of when I see this. It's about when I'm investing in my self-care, the wholeness, what is it? Infinite return. It's just amazing how much better I feel. I've been so healthy this year, and I just feel it's amazing. I can just keep going, and I'm glad I'm here, snoring beside you in the meditation. For anyone who heard that, I needed that.
Jamie, do you want to share yours?
I can share mine quickly.
Okay.
I guess, like, the idea about compound interest in this context, to think it was like, compounding your goodwill or self-respect or something like that, those things accumulating over time and building. For me, it really is about making more paper. I had the opportunity to talk with a financial advisor a little while ago. We were talking about retirement plans and all of that. And I think for the really long time, I've been somewhat pessimistic about, almost investing in that future in some sense, thinking about what does the world even look like in 2063. Like, you kind of look at the world today and think of all these things that are happening now and projecting that outwards and feeling a little bit bummed out about it. I've kind of had a bit of a mindset shift on that, and I've decided that, as one way that you can show that you have some optimism for the future is to save money for it in retirement, 40 years down the road or whatever. So that's essentially what happened. We were talking about, I'm not, obviously I'm aware of how compound interest works and how powerful it can be when you have that much time for those, things to compound. So that was just kind of neat, just seeing that play out. If I'm going to set out a plan for my life for the next 40 years, how can I do this? And then at the end of it, I can live a life that's liberated from financial burden and leave something for my kids or whatever. And I think it's just showing this, investing in the future and just kind of acknowledge, just kind of like, hoping that there's going to be something there on the other side, I guess,
That I'm hearing investing in wholeness. Like, totally. Like, yes, it's money. And part of the reason that I have this theme is so that we can talk about money. I'm going to talk about money on Sunday. My talk is going to be about money. But thank you for bringing it up, because in spiritual communities, people will skirt around and inside and out and whatever. Prosperity isn't just about money. Abundance isn't just about finances. It's just as much about money and finances as it is about health, relationships, your home, and your creative expression.
and
so
sports
thank
cars.
you.
It's a midlife crisis, then I'm going to have to get a Corvette or something. I need the funds for this. I need to really plan ahead on this.
All right. So thank you for bringing it into the conversation.
You're welcome, guys.
All right.
Thanks. I'm reminding you about money tonight.
All right. Maggie, did you have something you wanted to share? If you feel short on time, I can pass. No, go ahead.
Well, mine is a combination of this beautiful compound interest and also the beautiful quote that you started with and the beauty for our meditation. And so, letting go of who you've become to be more of who you are. And then looking at this word wholeness, investing in wholeness. And the whole time I was meditating, I tried to let it go, but I just couldn't. It was that story of the precious Buddha that was being moved by a group of monks, and they freaked out when there was a crack in it, and they stopped and they pondered, and then there was another crack, and then they looked more closely and they realized that there was a clay coating to protect the golden Buddha. And I feel like I just keep coming back to that because we're all a little bit broken and bruised in this lifetime of curveballs and ups and downs and cycles and whatever's going on. And we have this protective coating. And we need that protective coating to a certain degree, but we also need to release it, or else it becomes heaviness that we continue to carry that actually impedes who we're becoming.
Yeah. Thank you. And that's going to tie in so beautifully with my talk. So thank you, Maggie. All right. Awesome. Beautiful shares, everyone. Thank you. All right. And now it is time for our feature tune. So, Kelby, do you want to let us know what you chose and why?
Hi, everyone. It was wonderful to hear your comments and ideas. The song that I was thinking of for tonight was kind of along those lines. It brought in the quote that began the meditation, but also about this kind of idea of compound interest. And I love the Buddha story and the idea of like who we are and then who we'll become. This song is kind of fun. It's called I Was Doing All Right. It was written in like 1956 by George and Ira Gershwin. And it talks about being all right, but then being willing to let go and step in to be something else, maybe something bigger than you thought of yourself. Hope you enjoy. I was doing all right. Nothing but rainbows in my skies. I was doing all right till you came by. Had no cause to complain. I was like a Buddha with clay. Life was as sweet as apple pie. Never noticed the rain till you came by. But now, whenever you're away, can't sleep nights and suffer all the day, I just sit and wonder if love isn't one big blunder. But when you hold me tight, tingling all through, I feel somehow I was doing all right, but I'm doing better than ever now. Thank you. I was doing alright. Nothing but rainbows in my sky. I was doing alright till you came by. Had no cause to complain. Life was as sweet as apple pie. Never noticed the rain till you came by. But now, every awake and sleep nights and suffer all the day, I just sit and wonder if love is one big blunder. But when you hold me tight, tangled all through, I feel somehow I was doing alright, but I'm doing better than ever now. Better than ever now. Better than ever now. Better.
The Elevate Trio, Pablo Cardenas on piano, Peter Dowse on electric bass, and Kelby MacNayr on vocals and drums. Thank you, gentlemen. You can go ahead and sit on down. So, I have mentioned a few times that Glenn and I are in a Monday night class that is based on a book by James Clear called Atomic Habits. And we're nearing the end because we just had class 5 and there's only 3 more to go. And so I think that we have about, 6 chapters left in the book, maybe not even that. And the book is so amazing. I mean, it just correlates so beautifully with the class that I'm teaching on forgiveness on Saturdays, and with spiritual practice, and with personal transformation, and with the idea of growth and evolution, and what is it that you are choosing to invest in, and based on that investment, what are the returns you're yielding or not? And so at the very beginning of the book, there is this little story about ice cubes, and how there was a study, a test, not tons of people, whatever, but someone took the time to see when an ice cube would melt, how long it would take before an ice cube melt as they increased the temperature 1 degree at a time. And so the ice cube, they started at a certain temperature. The ice cube sat there totally frozen. 1 degree, nothing. Another degree, nothing. Another degree, nothing. Another few degrees, one by one, and the ice cube still sat there, this frozen little thing, right? And then all of a sudden, 1 degree, and boom, it started to melt, and within a few minutes was a little puddle. And so the whole point of this story is that that's what our life can feel like. I know that I can personally relate, as every now and then I kind of go with my weight training journey. And today was one of those days when I went to the gym and I thought, it's been over a year with this particular trainer, Gareth, whom I love and adore, and he's the perfect guy for me right now, the perfect trainer. And I'm so excited because Monday's a holiday, which means Glenn gets to come with me to the gym and we get to work out together. But today was a day where I went to pick up the 30-pound weight that I do single arm rows with, and it felt really heavy. And I'm like, what the hell? I've been lifting this thing for months now, and not months, I've just, maybe a couple of months at 30, and before that I was 25. But why did it feel so heavy today? And why are there days where I feel like I'm regressing? And I felt like that today, and I even said that. I feel like I'm kind of going backwards today. And at the end of the workout, Gareth said, well, if you feel like you're going backwards, you certainly didn't show that way. Like you looked super strong and everything was aligned and all that kind of stuff. But it felt like that to me. And it just reminded me, that's the way that we can feel on our journey sometimes, right? That proverbial 3 steps forward, 2 steps back, and then maybe even another, and then another backwards, right? And it can feel so weird because you've put in the practice, you're doing the meditation, you're reading the books, you're taking the classes, you're attending the online summits, and you're coming to Elevate, and you're doing all the stuff, right? You're surrounding yourself with people who are helping to remind you and up-level you as we're all up-leveling together, and yet Sometimes there are those days or there are those periods where we feel like we're that ice cube just sitting there frozen, right? And so this really, it spoke to me so much that I thought, you know what, I want to find a picture, a beautiful picture with something inside the ice cube. And it really speaks to the story that Maggie just told us about the Buddha, which I think was in Thailand, and centuries ago got covered so that it wouldn't get stolen or get not damaged but destroyed, and so it was hidden. But all along there was this beautiful golden Buddha underneath. And so because of the ice cube, the title of my talk today is Melting into Being. Okay, and so in the center of this beautiful ice cube is like the most delicious, ripe, ready-to-eat strawberry. All the sweetness, all of the color, you can just like picture it in your mouth right now. I bet some of you are salivating if you like strawberries, okay? And that's what's always there, okay? This wholeness, this ripeness is always, always within our being, but sometimes it gets encased in this frozenness. And then we can take the time, we can do the practices, we can do all the things that we're supposed to be doing, and it feels like we're not getting anywhere, we're not getting anywhere, we're not getting anywhere, we're not getting anywhere. And then one day, boom, it's like an overnight success story, yet there's all of this stuff, all of this time, all of this practice, all of this getting there that got you to that moment to prepare you for that seeming overnight success. And so this is something that also I experienced the other day. So today is Wednesday, so on Monday I was at the gym and it was leg day. And I was fully expecting to do a bunch of lunges or squats or something, but Gareth said, pick up a 20-pound weight, which is not that heavy, and then walk up and down the stairs sideways, and then walk down the stairs sideways, right? Immediately, my body froze, like tensed up like crazy, because I looked at the stairs, which I've walked up and down many, many times. I walk up and down lots of stairs, have been doing it, for most of my life. But there was something about this particular exercise which I just all of a sudden was terrified, because I thought, I'm gonna fall. I'm gonna fall. I'm gonna get halfway up. I'm gonna get to the top. I'm gonna try and step down, and I'm gonna fall. And I could not shake this feeling, and I could not get out of this frozenness in my body. And so it took me about 10 minutes to go up and then come back down, and I would let it go, and I would sort of practice it, just without the weight, and I would put my arms out to steady myself, and there were so many ways that I could do it, but holding onto the weight, there was something about it that I could not do. And he's trying to give me hacks and little things, to help me, and I'm like, you gotta let me do this, right? And I'm like trying to regulate my nervous system, do some PQ reps, and whatever, and I finally got down there, and it felt so disappointing, that I couldn't just walk up and down the stairs. And then the rest of the workout was kind of like, yeah, whatever, it's a wash kind of thing, right? And so on the way home in the car, I was listening to Atomic Habits for class, and then I thought, oh, wait a minute, there's something coming up. So I pressed pause, and just in silence, as I'm driving, all of a sudden, I realized why I got so tense and so afraid. So about 2 weeks after our daughter Milana was born, Glenn went back to work, because he was only going to be off for the first 2 weeks, and then he was going back to work. That was the decision we made. That's what we were in a position to do financially. And so he went back to work. And a couple of days after, Milana was with me. She was upstairs in the bedroom, and I had to get something from downstairs in the kitchen. I was so exhausted and sleep deprived that in the middle of stepping down the stairs, I fell asleep mid-step and woke up at the bottom of the stairs thinking I had broken my leg in excruciating pain. And the first thing was, oh my God, I've broken my leg. The second thing was, oh, thank God I wasn't carrying Milana at the time. And then the third thing was, oh my God, Glenn has to come home, which means he's not going to be working, which means we're going to go into debt, which means we can't afford this. All of that was in my body as this exercise, right? And so that was one of my 10 steps backwards sort of thing, because I'm like, how could something like that be so strong, be so visceral, and just, show up in that way? And so I could have dwelt on it, But what ended up happening was I just started to cry. I just started to cry, and there was this massive release as I'm driving in the car. It felt so good, like so amazingly good and so satisfying. It reminded me of when Julie was up here doing her talk. Remember about the ways that you can like let stuff out of your body, let the emotions go, animals with their shaking and stuff. And so as I'm driving, I'm like, whoo, like I just went through a whole lot of stuff there. Like that was a big insight. That was a big realization. Today, I went up and down the stairs, no problem. Because once you see something, once you realize something, once you detach from it and you can observe it and just kind of be curious about it, then you're no longer identifying as the thing, right? And so for me, it was like in an instant when that realization came, all that ice around the strawberry that I am completely melted to the point where I could lift a weight and I could walk up and down the stairs, no problem, right? And so this happens to most, if not all of us. You know, we're walking along the path, we're climbing, we're running, we're doing whatever it is that we're doing to become more of who and what we are, and then we can seemingly get derailed by something that we don't even understand. But if we allow ourselves the space to really tune in and listen, these insights are there and can be revealed so easily. And what many years ago could have taken me maybe days, weeks, even months to work through, it wasn't even 5 minutes this time. And that's because there has been all of this work, all of that ice cubeness, leading up to this one moment that allowed me to, even though I felt like, what the hell is happening right now? It was from this expanded level of awareness, this expanded level of consciousness and understanding, and knowing that this doesn't feel really good, but I can treat this as information, and then I can move forward knowing that there's something in here for me to learn, something in here for me to discover. And so it was really cool to be able to walk up and down the stairs, where 2 days ago I was like frozen in terror. So the quote that we had at the beginning in meditation, for those of you who were here, growth is a process. This is not the one. Growth is ongoing. It requires awareness, commitment, and being willing to continually let go of who we've been so that we can more consistently open up to who we want to and are fully capable of being. So just like the Buddha that was discovered through the cracks, covered in mud, looking like it wasn't, super precious, just like underneath all that gold, like that beautiful, brilliant Buddha was there all along, there is this luscious, delicious, flavorful, ripe strawberry within each and every one of us that is just ready to be devoured, so that we can experience who and what we truly are so fully, so joyfully, so meaningfully, so profoundly. And it's available to us all the time because it's who and what we are. So if we think back to the story about the ice cube, and the 1 degree, the 1 degree, the 1 degree, the 1 degree, it's about commitment. It is about holding on to the knowing with trust and faith that at some point there is going to be a shift. At some point, that infinite return is going to be experienced, right? All we have to do is stay committed. And that's one of our values here, is commitment. So surrender to the process is what I'm trying to say. It might not always feel good, but it is so worth it. Because there's no end. I'm not saying it's worth it in the end, because it's ongoing. So each little end, each tiny finish line that you reach can feel so satisfying. And that finish line and everything that got you to that tiny finish line is what is going to help to support you as you move on to the next finish line and the next and the next and the next and the next, right? So to finish, growth is a process. Sometimes, even after tons of up-leveling, we can feel like we're regressing, starting to move backwards or frozen altogether. And yet, even with those disappointments, we can always choose to notice what's happening, detach ourselves from our experience, pause, breathe, and allow ourselves some space to be. In that space, valuable insights are ready to be realized, and if recognized, give us just enough inspiration and momentum to acknowledge how far we've come, how infinitely capable we are of moving forward as we continue to melt into being. Thank you, and so it is. I love that strawberry. Okay, so now it's time for conscious conversation. So if you are up for getting into a group of 3 or 4, I'll ding the meditation bowl when it's time to come back. All right, come on back, everyone. It's time to show some more love and appreciation. So, could I ask whomever had anything to do with today happening, could you please stand? The musicians, the tech support, the board members. I get to say that now. Look at all the board members here on a Wednesday. A setup, greeting, cleanup. All right. Okay, so let's love and appreciate these folks. We love you. We appreciate you. We're melting into being with you. All right, now, because there's no one new here tonight, everybody else please go ahead and stand up, and we're all going to get loved up and appreciated. Here we go. We love you. We appreciate you. We're melting into being with you. Okay, and now find one person, and you're going to turn those we's into I's. Find a person that you want to show some love and appreciation to. I love you. I appreciate you. I'm melting into being with you. All right, and feel free to hug it out if you want, and come on back. All right, so the blessing box is going around, so everybody gets a blessing or affirmation to keep, add to your growing collection. Thanks for coming. Love you. All right, and so the feelings that are happening, how is everybody feeling right now? Yay, yawn, thumbs up. What's that, Stephanie? Energy. Yes, all right, uplifted, connected, inspired. I see smiles, and I see everybody getting really quiet. All right, however it is that you are feeling right now, I trust that you are feeling better than when you walked in here. And that is the whole point of coming to Elevate, okay? That is why we come together here, is to stir up all of that amazing awesomeness that is at the essence of our core. The luscious strawberry that is at the center of our being, right? So now we also get to be generous with that incredible, amazing awesomeness that we are. We get to share it because who was it? Alexandra, I think, that said that there's this contract, but ultimately there's this thing, there's this wellspring of this abundance that never, ever, ever, ever runs out. And so we get to be generous with our spirit right now. So I invite you, give, okay? If you are giving financially, you don't have to do it here. But give somewhere, give to someone, give to some organization, give to some community that inspires you to be more of the awesomeness that you are, okay? However it is that you're giving, wherever it is that you're giving, I invite you to place your hands on your heart as we declare this generosity affirmation together. In gratitude I give, in gratitude I receive. By embracing generosity with enthusiasm and delight, I celebrate the infinite possibilities of living life lovingly, and so it is. Oh, and so I invite you to close your eyes or lower your gaze for just a moment and allow that gratitude and appreciation to grow. Allow it to blossom, allow it to radiate from the very depths of your soul, knowing that as it radiates, as it emanates, as it goes forth out into the world, that everyone and everything in its path is empowered, enlivened, is further activated to express as the love that each and every one of us is. So for all the love that is present, for all of the love that is being offered, for all of the love that is on its way, I simply say thank you and yes, please to it all, knowing that every expression of love is going forth to heal, prosper, and bless. So for all the love, here, now, and always, thank you, thank you, thank you, and so it is. Hey, all right, then I'm going to invite you to stand on up. We're going to sing our final tune, Elevate.
Elevate my love right now, I elevate my love.
Elevate my love right now, I elevate my love.
Elevate my love right now, I elevate my love.
Elevate my love right now, I elevate my love. It returns to me, multiplied abundantly.
Elevate my joy right now, I elevate my joy.
Elevate my joy right now, I elevate my joy.
Elevate my joy right now, I elevate my joy.
Elevate my joy right now, I elevate my joy.
Woo! And
It returns to me, multiplied abundantly.
elevation, it's across the nation. It's a love vibration around the world and beyond. Elevate my gift right now, I elevate my gift.
Elevate my gift right now, I elevate my gift.
Elevate my gift right now, I elevate my gift.
Elevate my gift right now, I elevate my gift.
Woo! And
It returns to me, multiplied abundantly.
All right, everyone, bless your neighbor for the week.
all right, everyone. I invite you to start making your way back to your seats. I'll give you some more hugging and loving afterwards. All right, we're going to get back to elevating. Elevate my love right now, I elevate my love.
My love right now, I elevate my love.
Elevate my love right now, I elevate my love.
Elevate my love right now, I elevate my love.
Woo! And
It returns to me, multiplied abundantly.
All right. Thank you, everyone. That's another Elevate Wednesday. Thank you for being here, whether in person or online. We love you. We appreciate you. We're so glad you're here. We'll see you again next week. Gentlemen.